So last night when I was lying in bed, I found myself doing this thing that I've been doing a lot lately when I'm laying in bed and I'm unable to sleep, where I start reminiscing about my past and all the relationships from my past, people I've lost touch with, and then I find myself gravitating towards those people where the relationship ended sort of rocky on my own part. And so it's nostalgic, but there's also a little bit of sadness and guilt there. And what happens is when I think about these relationships, something new surfaces in my mind. Like last night this happened in my mind about why the relationship ended, like what happened at the end there that I didn't know at the time. So for example, last night I was thinking about this friend of mine who I knew when I was 22, and I'll call her Amber. And I knew Amber from my work. That's how we became friends. And she got fired from that job though, and we continued to be friends. And then all of a sudden she started canceling plans on me a few times. And the last time I remember talking to her, we were on the phone and she was canceling, and I was like getting kind of pissy and upset, and I was feeling like abandoned or rejected or something. And she was like, what can I tell you? I just feel like shit. I don't want to leave my house. And when I was remembering that last night, I realized, oh, she was having a major depressive episode. It wasn't just she was tired and wanted to stay home. It wasn't that I was inconvenient to her. Like she was depressed. And so of course, in these reminiscing episodes, as I call them, I feel a little bit regretful. I wish that I was able to be more supportive of her instead of reactive. But of course, that kind of thinking is pointless because it didn't happen this way, and it didn't happen that way for a reason. All those relationships that run through my mind late at night, all those relationships in my past, they all taught me something about myself, about a quality I needed to nurture, about something from my past that I needed to heal or overcome. Even the little ones, even the little relationships. With Amber, I was only friends with her for maybe 6 months. So everyone comes into your life for a reason. There are no random personal relationships. So with Amber, I realized that I didn't offer her the support that she needed because I needed to work on my boundaries. And it wouldn't have been emotionally feasible for me to offer her support then. I just didn't have it. I needed to have boundaries in my relationships in order to take care of myself, in order to make myself a priority over someone else who was depressed. So that was just the reality of it. So then I started thinking about all the people that I had relationships with in my 20s that ended in a way where I felt burned. And okay, so in my 20s, before I had finished a 5-year stint of intensive therapy, psychotherapy, I found myself getting into relationships and dating situations where I was not their priority. Like there was something else in their life or someone else in their life that took priority over me. That was more important. So that was the running theme. And I spent lots of years getting to the bottom of why I went for these types of people, but I never stopped to consider why these people were with me, why they chose to have a relationship with me, and perhaps what lesson they needed to learn was boundaries. Maybe I was their boundaries lesson, or a lesson in conscious choice, or it could be like thousands of different reasons. And the amazing thing about that is that I will never have any fucking clue that there are all these people out there that come into my life, and many of them have gone, some of them are still around, and they all hold a different version of me within them. I mean something different to everyone I have ever met. That there are literally hundreds of versions of me in existence in this world. That we exist not in a vacuum, but in multiplicity. I love that, multiplicity. We're not just ourselves. And when I begin to think about this in the huge scale of this, that there are hundreds or even thousands for some people. I'm an introvert, but people who are like super extroverted, they come in contact with thousands of people. So there are thousands of versions of them. And so there's literally hundreds and thousands of each of us in existence on this planet. And that kind of starts to blow my mind. It kind of makes my head want to explode. The fabric is just so much more complicated than we think it is. So I feel like I'm starting to get like really abstract and philosophical. So I want to start bringing my point back down to earth, which is that each of us has such a bigger impact on other people than we think we do. We impact others in ways that we will never know. You are more than you. You exist in the worlds of so many people in ways that are meaningful and sometimes life-changing. And even when we're acting in ways that we may later find regretful or consider weak or faulty, we may have been just the thing for those people to have learned a lesson that they needed to learn. So that's all I have to say for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.